I meditated today. It was really nice, actually. It's the first time I've done it in a while. I was very content.
Content. Where'd you
Yes.
do it? Outside or in your
Outside
room?
on the upstairs porch.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just that cliche thing of how people say how you don't need anything, but it's very, very true. I was just sitting there, just like, did the body scan, and like, I don't know,
Okay.
just
What do you mean you don't need anything?
like, you know exactly what I mean.
What do you mean? You don't need anything. What does that mean?
Whoa, Joe.
What does it mean?
Oh, do you not actually know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean.
I can't tell if you're fucking with me, just so then I explain it. But, but
Like, why would you need anything in the first place? So why don't you?
this is so dumb.
I actually don't know what you're talking about when you say you don't need anything.
Need anything mentally. So, like, I was sitting there, like, it was definitely the most fulfilled I felt all day. Because today I felt very sluggish, very just meh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't feel bad ever, but I felt very meh. And just as if something was, I didn't have an energy or there's just something that I needed, just something, whatever. But sitting there, full body scan, just felt very just content, and all mentally, obviously, but just very okay. And just, I was just sitting there, like, kind of laughing internally, just like how I literally I didn't need to go find some person to talk to them. I wasn't lonely at all. I wasn't, craving an adventure. I wasn't anxious to do work.
Mm-hmm.
Just everything was fine. Everything was perfect.
What changes in that moment though? Is it just like a release? Like you just instantly relax?
Mm. I guess so. I'm trying to think if it's sudden or if it's gradual.
You
I
come in
definitely, I
waves.
definitely would say it's gradual. I mean, we're also not just talking about me. So what happens when you do it? What do you
Kind of
feel?
comes in waves and then it quickly goes away. It'll like come
Does it
up,
go away because it just naturally goes away or because you start thinking about
start
it?
thinking.
Right,
It's
right.
always thinking.
It's
Yeah.
very hard because once you start experiencing it, noticing you're experiencing it, then it's this battle. And yeah,
Yeah.
almost every time, once that battle begins, you lose within 2 minutes. You know?
It's like earlier I was just driving. I'm thinking about something. Then all of a sudden I'm crying and I have no idea. So I'm thinking about it. And I'm like, why am I crying? What was I thinking about? And then it just goes away.
Were you actually crying today, driving?
Yes.
Wow. Like tears came out of your eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting. I had that too. But you have no idea why. It just starts spilling out.
I could loosely grab onto what I was thinking about, but that's it. And then I was thinking about it later, and I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah. And it's almost, I mean, there's no point in even trying to figure it out because you can find something and be like, ooh, yeah, that's it. But like, I don't know.
It
Does
was
that
it was
really?
more I just wanted to go back to letting it out,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
how do I get back?
Right, right, right.
But then it was just like felt better afterwards.
That's interesting because I have that happen too. Does that happen to you a lot? I didn't really know about that.
Every now and then,
Yeah.
this was more dramatic than usual.
Mm.
Usually it's just like a couple tears, like I'm thinking about something,
Right, right.
and it could be joy, it could be like wow, or it could just be I'm thinking about something.
Yeah. But this was more of like a
This was more
sob.
like there were tears all over my face,
Yeah.
and then 30 seconds later it was done.
In that moment, does anything come to you? Does any? Cause so not
There is a sense of
not
clarity,
not
but
a reflection on the moment like we were saying, but more just like I know for me when I have that like almost images will appear or something, some type of story will
yes.
like there's a difference between the story that naturally comes and then me then taking something back and trying to like understand it.
Because I had that impression, like that vision in my head of what it was that
Mm-hmm.
gave me that clarity all of a sudden. But then when I try to put it into words, it's kind of gone.
Yeah. Yes. No. Yeah. No. Perfect. Yeah.
And that's what happens
Because
when I think about it, because I'm thinking in
right,
words, and
right,
then it
right.
just ruins it.
You have to accept the lack of words and just the visual. I remember I had a really big moment where my childhood was just kind of presented to me. Same deal, driving home
Yeah.
after a long day of work, and literally my childhood problems were just put in front of me. I started sobbing. I just started realizing why everything ever bad ever happened to me. Like it just
Mm-hmm.
literally was this one story, and every memory I had made sense why I still had that memory. Like it made
Everything
sense
was so
why.
connected.
Yes, and it all made sense. It was like, yes, this is why you remembered this thing, and that's why you remembered that. Like it all was there, but there's no words, there's no text to the story, but there
Mm-hmm.
was definitely a story. There was a message, but by trying to read the message, you lose the message.
Yeah.
You know.
There's almost no message besides just the memory.
No.
It's like all of a sudden you're vividly remembering it, and just emotions, feelings come over you.
Yeah.
I've never had that where it's like a storyline.
That was rare. That was
Yeah.
weird.
I've
That
only
was
had
weird.
it where some things are loosely connected.
Yeah. No, yeah, that was really weird. I remember it. I think well, I can't name drop, but I texted whatever a friend because I was just like, whoa, this weird thing just happened. So it's definitely not common. But yeah, that's interesting. Do you notice it in any other? Because I notice it most. Like it's definitely at driving or like showering. That'll happen. Like it's
Showering
just
sometimes.
I have, or maybe different type of the same things. Like
I
I
have it a
know
lot in vehicles.
just vehicles.
Kind of when I'm bored.
Well,
That
right. That's what I
becomes
was kind of
boredom.
getting to. Because I feel like showering is just kind of that blank mind. Driving, blank mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's relaxing as well, at least for showering, because you feel kind of you feel comfortable.
I used to take really long showers back in high school,
Hmm.
and that's when it would come to me.
That's yeah. I felt like I remember like my mom would always criticize me for how long. I think my brother did as well, but like would always criticize us for like how long as showers we would do.
Yeah.
Like I swear to God, like especially during high school, I was really really depressed back then, and like I felt like during those showers were some of the only true moments. So I'd spend so long in there because
Finally isolated.
I was
You're by
finally
yourself.
I knew I was away from people. And that's why like, that's why I also spent a lot of time outside and blah blah, but like that's the guaranteed. Nobody's coming in when I'm showering.
When you know no one's around,
Yeah.
no one can see you.
Would you have trouble going to sleep? Or I guess do you still?
Not really since high school. Every now and then I have bad nights.
Okay. During high school, would you have it?
Oh, I barely slept in high school.
Okay.
4 to 6 hours were average.
Why?
Just up,
Thinking.
mind racing all
Yeah.
night. And then it
Same.
turned into I would just be on my phone all night and until I was tired enough to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Where there wasn't that gap of where I could think.
Yeah, and I would always get so like anxious about it too because I'm like, crap, like you've wasted another hour. You're gonna be tired now for tomorrow. That's why I originally had a alarm or a clock in my mom's room, or not in my room within my mom's house.
Okay.
And I got rid of it because I would just like stare up at night, be like, oh, half hour has gone by. Oh, another half hour. It just like was this building thing, and like hours would go by, and I'd get more and more anxious and farther away from sleeping.
When I was younger, I would always listen to music or listen to radio while I went to sleep.
Okay, interesting.
Probably until high school.
Huh.
Like through middle school.
Did that help?
It was just something to drown out my thinking. It was like I could just almost meditate on the radio.
Right, you're focusing on something.
Yeah, and then go to sleep.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably loosely connected, but I guess when I was like real young, I don't remember this, but this is just what my mom told me. I guess I would always listen to like rain music or whatever. She'd have a little like noise machine. Because like I guess I was a terrible sleeper as a baby, like awful. Like I was just up all the time. Like I just couldn't fall asleep, and then that helped a little bit, but it was enough, whatever. So she would always do it. But yeah, I was a really bad. That's what I'd always like. Because I was always so tired in high school, and like, I don't know if I can't really say a running joke per se, but like at least my own rationalization, I was always like kind of like half kidding, half being like, well, I never slept as a baby, so that's why I'm always tired now, trying to like make up for it,
Never slept as a baby.
Yeah.
Apparently I listen to music as a baby too, but
music, because I wouldn't call the rain music.
It was yeah.
Some type of noise.
It was like I can't remember what it was, but it was just on like a little speaker, little stereo. Yeah, because then for a while it was super easy. Whenever I would go to sleep, just lay down, and I was instantly able to focus on nothing. And then you just pass out. It was sophomore year.
High school? College?
No, college.
Yeah.
Like first half sophomore, for the most part, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Something actually that helped me really recently with like sleeping and running thoughts is I did a total word vomit in my journal. It's just complete madness. You would have a laugh if you looked at it. There's no sanity to it. It's just me
Okay.
just whatever.
You wrote whatever.
Whatever the fuck came to, and none of it makes sense. It's as if like a 5-year-old was given the pen for the first time and told write, you know,
But
like
they knew words.
but they
Yeah.
were but whatever. But they knew how to write, yeah. So I guess more like an 8 or 9-year-old. And maybe that's even a little young. But yeah, and it was just I literally filled 3 full pages in my journal, which is probably about 1,000 words of just me, just nothing, just writing
How long were you
absolutely
going at it
nothing.
for?
It was a long time. I don't know, but and it helped because I've had trouble sleeping just very recently, ever since antibiotics. I don't know if that's coincidence or whatever, but I've just been having trouble. And that night, I could tell it was gonna be another rough one, and so I said, "Fuck it," and I just started writing my journal, and I'm just going and going and going, and it literally like started getting painful. Like my brain was just like, "Fucking Christ, stop!" And then, sure enough, after that, I like whatever, I do it, and then probably turn the lights off, and within 5 minutes, I'm asleep.
So all night you're going at it.
Probably 45 minutes, but yeah, I just cleared the mind clutter, you know.